Tuesday, March 24th, the fourth week of Lent. Today's readings are powerful and hope-filled for all of us, but they're also challenging. The first reading, the angel takes Ezekiel on a walk to follow the flow of water from the temple. It flows east from Jerusalem all the way down to the Dead Sea. And as it flows outward, it grows stronger and stronger, bigger and deeper. It's a wonderful, beautiful sign of God's abundant, life-giving grace, the very life that he offers to his people, to all of us, but especially to Ezekiel's people at the time of the exile. Ezekiel worked at the lowest point of the history of the people of Israel, their exile in Babylon. So these words are meant to give Ezekiel and his people hope that there will be restoration, that the temple will be restored, that God's love and grace will flow out from the temple everywhere and give life as it flows. Even as it flows into the Dead Sea, it turns the Dead Sea into a living, abundant, life-giving source of water. So a powerful image. That image of water is echoed in the gospel as Jesus heals a man who's been lying by the pool of Bethesda for 38 years with some kind of chronic illness. And Jesus heals him, unfortunately, on the Sabbath. Again, Jesus shows that he is the new temple in a sense. The life-giving grace of God flows out through him, from him and through him to all of us, not just this man, but to all of us. Jesus, again, a great sign of hope for us at this time of the coronavirus and just in our lives in general. If we come to Jesus, if we open ourselves, he can heal us and use us to bring his life-giving grace to others. That's the good news, that this coronavirus, in a sense, we are in an exile like Ezekiel's people. We're in an exile in our own homes. This whole new reality that we have to deal with of social isolation, of an interruption of our normal schedule. It's a difficult time, but we have this beautiful image of hope given to us by our readings, that God will restore us, that God will bring back will continue to offer us his grace, his love, his mercy throughout this difficult time and bring us back to restoration. The challenge comes from the image of the Pharisees, the religious leaders in the gospel, who try to limit that grace offered by Jesus. You cannot heal on the Sabbath. You cannot do that kind of work. So in some ways, you and I can be that way. We can be an obstacle to God's grace. We can tell God, no, God, you cannot give your life, your grace, your abundant mercy to me because I've sinned terribly. People have told me sometimes, if God can't forgive me because of what I've done. No, we put an obstacle in God's way. We have to receive his mercy. We can also do it for others. No, God, you cannot bless that person who hurt me. You cannot give your life-giving grace and mercy to that group, to those Democrats or Republicans, to those terrorists, to those people in prison, whoever it might be. We cannot limit God's infinitely abundant life-giving grace. So my brothers and sisters, let us be not just a channel, a pipe of God's grace, but a better image is a reservoir. Let us allow God to fill us up with his life and his grace so that we can overflow ourselves with that life-giving goodness and love of God and let that flow out to others.